Hey fam, this is day 2 of 5 of our fast start section of doubling our productivity in 90 days. And it's a little similar to day 1 where we identify all the things that we think about. This exercise is completing what's incomplete, right? These things that are incomplete rob us of emotional energy. Where day 1 helped us to free a lot of our mental energy, this one's going to help us stop leaks of our emotional energy, because the things that we need closure in but tend to avoid because it involves conflict, they are energy leaks. They can be things like relationships where there's no closure, projects that were left unfinished, or maybe you bought something online and it was never delivered, right? These things that bother us when left without any closure leak emotional energy, and they become a burden and keep us weighted down as long as we continue to avoid completing them, right? So like with ordering something online, we could either choose to take it to a small claims court, or we could let it go, right? It's really an issue of resolving the inner conflict it produces inside. And so the exercise for day 2 is to make another list of all the things that are incomplete in our lives, right? And it involves a lot of honesty with ourselves, because like I said, we tend to avoid these things, and sometimes, and so some of them we may have avoided long enough to almost have forgotten about them, right? So what we need to do here is to, for the next 10 minutes, we're going to make a list of all the things that we've left incomplete. And so pause the video here and really search within for these emotional leaks, these incomplete burdens. And when you're done, come back and I'll share with you what we do with this list. Alright, so there's this principle called the Pareto principle. It's where you may have heard of the 80-20 rule, where 80% of our results come from 20% of our effort. And so if you only have 10 items on your list, go ahead and identify the top 2, I want to say most challenging items to complete, right? Because the 20% of our effort is going to produce 80% of our results. And so just like with day 1, go ahead and go to the list and prioritize them from most difficult to complete to least difficult. And I encourage you to go ahead and tackle those heavy items. And completing them may include just letting it go, right? For instance, with the online order that never came in, if it's something really important, then it might be worth the effort to hire a lawyer and go through the whole small claims process, where in most cases, it's probably just best to just let it go, right? And so just like day 1, let's choose to complete these incomplete items or let them go, right? If we want to double our productivity, we're going to need to stop these emotional energy leaks. So let's identify the top 20% of these incomplete items and focus on completing them. If one of them is solved as easily as letting it go, then take on the next one, and that's day 2. Looking forward to seeing you in day 3. Be blessed.